Sick of people at ESPN or SportsCenter who think they have their heads on their shoulders, but they really don't? Well, it's time for the Jimmy the K Sports Show, and we are going to give you the most urgent news because the boys of summer have finally started. Major League Baseball season is underway. Sports news all around the league. Now it's time for the Jimmy the K Sports Show. We are live, unedited, and giving it to you now. None of this hoopla of pre-recorded crap. Here we go, boys. How you doing out there, boys and girls? It's me, live and in living color, Jimmy the K. Yes, like I like to say each and every week, this is not a pre-recorded show. If you're watching it right now, it is live and in living color. Why? Because we're not one of those shows that's going to give you, we're going to play a rerun from 1905. Yeah, we're going to play a rerun from 1905. Yeah, and it's about monkeys. Yeah, stupid crap like that. No, we're live, unedited, and guess what? We're giving it to you right now. No, no, no pre-recorded. Not here, not on this show. Woo! How y'all doing? I'm feeling good today. How are you? Man, such a great week this week. Yesterday, April 5th, or April 6th, excuse me, April 6th, was opening day in baseball. Actually, opening night was April 5th. The Cards against the Cubs. John Lester got rocked a little bit by the Cards. Jason Hayward, excellent acquisition from the St. Louis Cardinals, and I can almost guarantee you Hayward is going to be a force to reckon with there with the St. Louis Cardinals. And, you know, I'm not a big Cardinals fan. I don't know a lot about the Cardinals, but what I do know is that they've got a good pitching staff, one of the tops. You know, if they remain healthy, we've seen what they did in 2010 or 2011, excuse me. They won a World Series and they can do it again. I guarantee you. Hayward joining that club, a couple of new acquisitions joining that club is only going to make that club better. Only by a long shot. Man, I'm loving this. How are y'all? Woo! I am loving this. Not a lot of sports news. I mean, I'm going to go over the Major League opening day scores, and I will go over some of the scores as of right now at the 7 o'clock hour on Tuesday, April 7th for the Major League Baseball teams. As, you know, a couple of them have started. A couple of them are already underway. So, with that being said, what we've got here is we're going to go over with some of our sports news, what very little there is. And we're going to just have a good time. Have a good time. The biggest news that came out of Major League Baseball, and to me was a shocker, to me was a huge shocker, was that the Josh Hamilton would not be suspended. Basically, Major League Baseball, it went to their panel. They got deadlocked. An arbitrator had to come in. The arbitrator said, no suspension. It was a shocker for me, especially after what one of the other players in Major League Baseball had to go through a suspension. You know, he failed a PED test. Josh Hamilton owned up to the mistake that he made doing the drugs before he was caught, whether he was caught. You know, nobody knows if he was caught. The drug test caught it, and he just went in admitting, saying, hey, you know, drug test is going to be positive. I know it. You know, I've got to own up to this. You know, if that's the case, then there should be a suspension. You know, the way the Angels have handled it and the front office has handled it is not that of a front office that I would want to be associated with. Basically saying that Josh needed to get his act together and, you know, basically throwing him under the bus, so to speak, after signing him to a 5-year, $125 million deal. Texas didn't sign him for a reason. Last year, or in this offseason, the front office of the Angels got in contact with the front office of the Rangers and said, hey, you want Josh Hamilton back? We want him off of our hands. Can we have him off of our hands? Or can you get him off of our hands? Texas laughed in their face and said, no, click. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. They know what kind of baggage comes with Josh Hamilton. Josh Hamilton is a special player that needs special treatment, and most clubhouses will not recognize the fact that he's a special person and needs special treatment, period. And until those clubhouses react that way, like Texas did back in 2010, 2011 when he was here, then they're going to continue to have problems with Josh Hamilton. Josh Hamilton has demons. We know that. Do I feel like he should have been suspended? Yes. I think, granted, whether it be a 10, 20 game suspension, I was not expecting anything big, especially, after going to miss 2 months of the season. Maybe a 20, 25 game suspension, anywhere from 25 to 40 games. But I was expecting a suspension. By all means, I was expecting a suspension, and to see him not suspended basically gives a free pass to some of those players that are going to get suspended for PEDs. They're going to go out and say, hey, guess what? Josh Hamilton did it. Why can't we? And the people are going to argue with that argument right there and tell me that, well, it's different. Josh Hamilton did drugs. They did steroids. Sorry, they're the same thing. They're both narcotics, all right? When a doctor gives you a steroid, you read on the back of it that it is a narcotic. It can cause you drowsiness. It can make you do weird things. Steroids are a narcotic. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? Drugs, steroids are both narcotics, and both should be banned from baseball, period. Okay? If you're trying to cheat to get ahead of the game, then you might as well just leave, all right? Because the truth of the matter is there are guys out there, and I wholeheartedly believe this, there are players out there who are doing the right thing, doing it the right way, and they don't see the light of day. They don't get the Hall of Fame votes. They don't get some of the votes that these other players that have done steroids get. And, Major League Baseball wants to look at it as, oh, who cares? The truth of the matter is these guys are cheating. Okay, if you're going to put in a pace of play bull crap and try to whine about how long a game is, baseball is... There's a reason why I love the game of baseball. Well, I love any sport. It's the fact that, I can go to a basketball game. I can go to a football game. I can go to a baseball game and know that for 2.5 to 3 hours that I am going to be able to go out, enjoy myself, relax, stress-free environment, root for my club, root for my team, and by all means, from there, just relax, have a good time. But you have a new commissioner in baseball, Rob Manfred, who wants this pace of play bull crap put in. It's baseball, for crying out loud. If you're going to whine about it being 3 hours long, then don't go to the games. Don't watch the games. Don't listen to the games on the FM or the AM dial. If you're going to whine about it, then just stop listening to it, watching it, or going to the games, all right? If you're a fair weather fan, then jump the ship and drown yourselves for all I care. But, for us fans that are not fair weather fans and are going to root for our clubs, our teams, our organizations that we root for. We don't care if it's 3 hours, 4 hours long. Heck, it could be 6 hours long, and I'm going to sit at the game, and I'm going to be stress free. I'm going to enjoy myself for those 6 hours, however long it be. So the pace of play crap and not worrying about suspending players that are doing drugs or steroids is a load of crap. This is Rob Manfred trying to throw Major League Baseball and drown it. He's trying to throw it into the pool, shove its head under, and drown it. Plain and simple as that. I'm not going to deny it. It's the truth. I'm not going to sit here and be Mr. Nice Guy about it. I'm not a big fan of it. Like I said, opening night started off with the Cardinals versus the Cubs. Like I said at the top of the show, by all means, I feel very confident what St. Louis can do. Do I feel confident in what the Chicago Cubs can do? No, not with the fact of watching that game and seeing so many mental breakdowns, so many mental errors on their part. It's going to take a month. It's going to take a month and a half. It may take 2 months for this team to gel, and when they do gel, yeah, they'll be fine. But to say that they put a championship team on the field by signing Lester, bringing in his buddy Ross, by all means, didn't happen. Not from what I could tell on Game 1. Game 2's tonight. Different story. I'll have the scores coming up of the games that have already started. So, with that being said, I think the Cardinals are going to have a pretty tough season, or a pretty good season, from what I could tell opening night. The Cubs are going to have a pretty tough season, from what I could tell opening night. Now, one game is one game. It's Major League Baseball. Teams that start off 0-1 does not mean that they're not going to make the playoffs. Just because the team starts 1-0 does not mean that they're going to go to the playoffs. You look at, for example, the AL West. The Astros, the Mariners, and the Athletics are all 1-0. You have the Rangers and Angels 0-1. Now, does that mean that those teams are going to line up that way at the end of the season? No, it does not. One game is one game in a 162-game season. It's one down, 161 more to go. So, you don't cry or fret over a one loss. Granted, if you're a Ranger fan and you watched opening night last night against the Athletics, you were like, oh crap, our bats are silent. Ryan Ruo was the only one that got a hit. Broke up a no-hitter by Sonny Gray, but Sonny Gray has always had Texas' number, plain and simple as that. And Sonny Gray is one of those special pitchers in Major League Baseball that has done some things to better himself, and over the years has gotten better. Now, the night before Saturday afternoon, the Padres went after the Atlanta Braves and got Craig Kimbrell and Melvin Upton, which is BJ Upton. So the Upton brothers are now in San Diego together, along with the great closer Craig Kimbrell. Who won this deal, in my opinion? Honestly, starting off, I'm going to say the Padres have won this. They won this offseason by far, hands down. A lot of people are going to be like, well, the Dodgers won it. They went out and got some good players. The Athletics won it. No. My God-honest opinion is that the Padres, by hands down, if I had to give a team a percentage, 80% to everyone else's, however, 0.75%, the Padres won the offseason. That deal just sealed the deal. Now, granted, do I think they're going to go out and mesh together just like that. No, it's going to take a little bit. Some of these guys are not used to playing with each other. Some of them are. You know, the ones that are going to be gelled together already. The ones that aren't, it's going to take a little bit of time to gel them together. But the Padres, by this acquisition, made it a lot tougher. They've just basically gave San Diego Giants a run for their money and the Los Angeles Dodgers a run for their money by this deal. But in the long run, who do I think won years down the road? Who won this trade? The Braves won it. Believe it or not, though, reports came out today that the Padres are looking to upgrade the shortstop position, and rumors are, and granted, I said these are rumors. I'm not saying this is hearsay. These are only rumors. Rumors are that they are already talking to the Atlanta Braves about Andrelton Simmons, the young shortstop in Atlanta. You know, what does this mean for Atlanta? It means it's a fire sale. You know, they're in a rebuilding mode, and they're going to rebuild and hope to get better as the years come on. You know, last year was that. You know, from there, it's a rebuilding mode from now on. So, excellent deal. Adrian Preller, believe it or not, it's hard to believe Texas. It's hard to believe that Texas went out and let him go. But he's going to go out, and as you can tell, he did his homework. He's making some things happen. And until that happens, all kinds of good stuff will happen. If you're in the Oklahoma City area, Thursday evening, opening night, come hang out with me. I'm going to be at the Oklahoma City Dodgers opening night. I'll be roaming around. Look for myself. Again, like the fan fest that they had a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I'll be roaming the stadium. If you find me, stop by, say hi. I'll be more than willing to get my picture with you, sign some autographs. I appreciate you, the fans, and it's you that keep this show going. So if you're out and about, come on by. Meet me Thursday night, the Oklahoma City Dodgers opener. With that being said, big news came out today as pertains to the Oklahoma City Dodgers. The great Tommy Lasorda will throw out the ceremonial first pitch for that game. How cool is that, OKC Dodger fans? You know, you get that. You get fireworks that night. You get to learn who the new mascots are. I already know who they are, but I'm keeping my mouth shut. If you want to know their names, you can go to the website. But if not, just come to opening night. Again, you can meet myself there at the game. I'll take pictures, sign autographs, cool stuff like that. And I told you to listen up for a future date where I will possibly be in Arlington. Right now, what my pinpoint target date is sometime the weekend of Memorial Day weekend. Now, is it going to happen then? I'm not going to say that it is, but that's my target date. It's Memorial Day weekend. If the tickets are secured, then we'll go ahead and do opening day weekend. We'll tell you when that date is. You can meet me there. Get your pictures taken with me there at the Globe Life ballpark in Arlington. And all kinds of cool stuff from there. So, baseball season's in full swing, huh? Unless you're the Rangers and you only had one swing and one hit. Oh, I love dogging them, but I love them. I love them. You know, you love to hate them, you hate to love them. that being said, I'm going to go over opening day scores. Opening night and opening day scores. Then I'm going to go over the scores as of right now for April 7th, 2015. So if you're watching this at a later date, then yes, it will be April 7th, 2015 scores. Opening day went like this for your teams. Opening day, the Blue Jays beat the Yankees 6-1. The Tigers over the Twins 4-0. The Rockies all over the Brewers 10-0. Now that was a torture fest there. 6-2 Orioles over Rays. Mets 3-1 over Nationals. 10-1 Royals over White Sox. 4-1 Mariners over Angels. Reds 5-2 over Pirates. Dodgers 6-3 over Padres. Braves 2-1 over Marlins. Astros 2-0 over Indians. Giants 5-4 over Diamondbacks, and the Athletics all over Texas 8-0. That was your opening day scores. Now, as of Tuesday, April 7th, the scores look like this. That have already started. The Braves in the middle of the third inning are all over the Miami Marlins 7-0. Ooh, may not be a rebuilding year for them. So they could very well start off 2-0. The Orioles all over the Rays 6-1 in the bottom of the fourth. In the end of the first inning, it's deadlocked at 0, Brewers and Rockies. The Cardinals and Cubs were postponed due to rain. And coming up later this evening, you'll have the Giants' Ryan Vogelsong against the Diamondbacks' De La Rosa. Texas's Kobe Lewis goes up against Jay Hahn. C.J. Wilson against the Mariners' Jay Paxton. The Padres' T. Ross against the Dodgers' Zach Greinke. That highlights the April 7th scores for Major League Baseball. And just like that, that's the Jimmy the K Sports Show. Until next Tuesday night, I am your host, Jimmy the K. And next Tuesday, we'll know more about the NBA playoffs as the Thunder hopefully look to secure that 8th spot over the Pelicans. Other clubs look to secure those spots as well. We'll know more as far as NFL goes and trades and signings and cool stuffs like that. But until next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, I am your host, Jimmy the K. You know how to get in touch with me. 3 simple ways. You can like us on Facebook on our page, Facebook.com/AllAboutSportsZone. You can email us, AllAboutSportsZone, one word, @gmail.com. Or you can like us at Twitter @JimmyCursey1. Until next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, I'm your host, Jimmy the K. Peace out.